got invited by Harley-Davidson to build a bike for the world-famous Born Free motorcycle show. We started with a 2025 Heritage Classic Softail, brand new, modern tech, full comfort, and immediately tore it apart. The goal? Turn it into a vintage-inspired machine that looks straight out of 1937, a tribute to the iconic Harley-Davidson knucklehead. Why a knucklehead? Honestly, because they're sick, and because they're unobtainium. Vintage flavor, modern performance. So far, we bought a van, ripped out the seats, loaded the bike in it, and drove to Tennessee to hang out with the legendary Billy Lane of Choppers Inc. We're walking on a bike and Billy Lane's sitting right there. That's stressful. While we were there, we chopped the frame and hardtailed it. Dude, yes. Bro. Serious, that looks so good.
It really does.
That's right, boys and girls. We hardtailed a Softail. Some people said that we ruined it. After that, we headed over to our friends at Moonshine Harley-Davidson, the best in the business, to give the motor some proper muscle with a massive 517 Stage 2 cam.
The 517 that typically goes in a 131. Do a little magic on the old Screaming Eagle tuner there, and I think we're going to be able to get this thing to run just fine on this 117.
In this episode, we start to take on the front end until we hit a major snag. Ooh, I don't know. A little bit of a roadblock. What up, Block fam? Welcome to an episode where we are wrenching on the Born Free bike. So for those of you that don't know, this is a build that we're doing for Born Free out in California. Harley-Davidson invited us as builders for this event, which is a huge honor. Big shout out to Harley-Davidson, big thanks to Born Free as well. Born Free is like a lot of choppers and stuff, right? And so our build direction is to model this thing as closely as possible without sacrificing too much performance to a 1937 Harley-Davidson knucklehead. So you guys can see we've got a prototype knuckle cover. This is just 3D printed. We do have to clearance it in a few more spots for the tank, but proportionally, I've got a knuckle at home that I'm going to be rebuilding. It's a 1947 EL. We basically got the measurements off that one, and this is modeled almost identically to scale. We've got the front one that we're prototyping, and then we'll basically invert and do the rear. And we've got some huge blocks of aluminum that we're gonna be milling it out of, and they're gonna come out beautiful, I can tell you. And we've got a couple more surprises up our sleeves for those that we're going to be sharing with you guys for the upper rocker covers. Previously, we did work with Billy Lane on the back end, so we hardtailed it, right? So in order to get that clean line that the 1937 knucklehead has, the suspension was basically built into the seat, and it had a clean line from the neck all the way to the rear axle. So reuse those rear axles. We basically got everything welded up. Billy did an incredible job. We're gonna leave this as is for now until I strip everything off of it. Then I'm gonna powder coat it so that it'll look, you know, totally stock factory. Billy and I were talking about how most of those frames back in the day, they didn't have anything like this, right? Usually it was just like a curved bar in here. But having this one go doot, 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 it's pretty cool. Obviously, this is one of the mounts, so we left that pivot point that originally attached to the swing arm there and pivoted. Obviously, adds rigidity to the frame. The belt, it barely doesn't fit, so I really, really want to keep the belt. If I do, I'm gonna have to basically clearance the axle plates a little bit. So I'll take the wheel off and clearance the axle plates, because I've got about, I don't know, probably about 1/4 inch that I can move this forward a bit, and I think with that 1/4 inch I can use the belt still, so I might actually just try that route, just so we can keep belt, much less maintenance. This thing isn't going to be like insanely powerful. We got a Stage 2 in it for Moonshine. Yeah, I'm just looking to be able to cruise with this thing, you know? We're not trying to take it to the track or anything like that. So now that you guys are all caught up on everything, in today's episode we are going to be working on the front end. So we have a Springer front end in for it. Let me grab that. Okay, here we go. There's the front end. Black springs. Hell yeah, brother. I gotta take off the tank and a couple other things. Now, if we were just doing work here, I would say to leave this, but we can't because we're taking the front end off. So, yes, Oh, that's interesting. There's one of those little clips for it, but it's not plugged into anything. But we can just disconnect it right here. Nice. All right, so Justin just getting here with some lunch. Get his reaction, his first time seeing the hardtail.
That is crazy, bro. Oh my god. This is nuts. I've never seen anything like this before. On a Softail, too. Whoa. Soft.
Yeah, big air quotes on it because it ain't a Softail no more.
Did you get to ride it by chance?
No. So since we're doing a Springer front end, but the Springers weren't made for bikes of this weight, right? The front's gonna drop whenever we put that on. So we dropped the back end of it, essentially like raise the axle plates up. But what that did is, since the belt coming off the primary stays in the same spot, it basically added tension to it. And so it like fits, but like the axle is barely off. So what I'm gonna have to do, what I think I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna remove the axle and I'm gonna clearance the axle plates a little bit so that we can slide it forward about 1/4 inch. And that should get us to be able to run a belt. If that doesn't work, we'll have to convert.
I was about to say, like, it sounds like you might have to convert the chain.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll grind that out, clearance it, and see if it fits. If it does, awesome. I would much rather run a belt just because less maintenance, ease of use. In the comment section are like, why the would you hardtail it? It looks the same. Like in person, does it look the same?
The stock swing arm, they made it. I could tell they like did it like that. But it's like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It still won't look the same.
Yeah.
Sure, like right now, you're like, oh, cool. But it's the vibe.
It'll definitely be one of those that you walk by and it's like, oh, like what is this? Especially with the covers, like the knuckle cover. Here, I'll show you that real quick. There you go.
Oh, nice. Such a different when you compare like stock and then like the cool new cover.
You know, hopefully it'll be one of those bikes you walk by, you look at it, and then you like look at it again and you're like, what the is that?
It'll change the whole dynamic of everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna loosen up the top clamp. That should give us access to the wiring harness here, where we can disconnect that and then pull these out. Oh no, you remember how these were? Like we take this off and then the plugs are in the back of here. So we don't have to like actually run the wires. We're gonna pull the wire, but we'll pull the wire out this way, not this way.
Yes.
That piece, I was sitting there looking at that. It goes all the way around the
I was just doing that. I was like, oh, we could already take this.
No, we have to
nacelle? I think they call it nacelle.
Yeah, we have to take a whole headlight off
That's
first.
not bad. That's fine. That's easy.
T25ers.
Don't know. I just grab and go.
It used to be 25 and 27. Now it's 25 and 20. Throwing a torque spit in the system.
You know.
The Mo, you know. Bro, look at the profile of this bike now.
Sick.
Right? Doesn't really feel like a Heritage, does it?
No, it kind of feels like a nice low
bobber. Hell yeah. Just goes to show you, man. It's possible with Harley.
That on?
Big song out of it, bro.
Okay.
Future editor Justin, I fully expect you to sample that and make something out of it. Bet you won't.
Gotta work for that paycheck, you know what I'm saying?
I thought that was gonna be crossroaded. A lot of Loctite. A lot of Loctite? A lot of Loctite.
Damn.
Told you. They caked that on, bro. Somebody was feeling extra giving at the factory. I don't have an Allen big enough for this, but here's a trick that I learned from Billy Lane, just watching him work. Super smart. You got a bolt. Boop. So all I need to do is find 2 nuts. We'll put them both on here. I'll do one as a lock nut, and then boom, there you go.
Nice.
All right, there we go. So we got the bolts just regular nuts, but we're gonna use them to lock against each other. There you go. So I'll use a wrench, tighten those up, and then I'll twist this one right this way. Then it'll press against that. That one stops it, and the axle should come out. All right, so we're working kind of backwards here. Put the stem back in here just so that it can support it. Because once we remove the wheel to get the wheel speed sensor out of there, front end would just been like. All right, so make a list for me. I need a hex. So I need to go to Harbor Freight for a hex that's big enough for this, and I also need a set of 12 points. I have all this at home, but it's hard like doing 2 sets of tools, you know, which pretty soon I won't even have to, but it's really confusing because I'm like, yeah, I totally have 12 points. Like, where the are they? And it's like, oh, they're in my home garage. So this is what we're using for this. So basically the end of crescent, right? Now pulling on this mother. Yeah, so we're just gonna get a little tappy tap. Broke it free, you can hear it. There you go. Ta-da! Don't let him dangle, guys! Cardinal sin number 1. Let it dangle on the other side so it's out of sight. Caliper hang from a brake line on the internet, like roasted. Roasted.
Nice.
Dude, I love the way that these are designed. It's so cool. Like, they see this, right? So it's a spoked, but it's tubeless, right? So no tube needed because there's no actual spoke going into the center of the wheel.
Right,
but that's how they all attach to the hub. Damn, I feel bad. I don't have like a $100,000 Crocker motorcycle to lean that against. Billy.
Damn, he's ruined it, bro.
Right?
Jesus.
All right. Want to see what a Springer looks like on this mother? Jason, are you ready? Are you ready, Jason? You ready to see a Springer on it? Are you? You are. You don't even know what a Springer is. It's the cuddliest 160-pound dog you'll ever meet. Just so we're seeing compatibility, we've got speedster bars. All right, so those should fit. I just need a mallet to tap them on there because the powder coat on them is a little fialk. And then I've got the nut for the stem. So this will basically go through the neck. Now the bearings, I came on the bike, are too large, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that I ordered some. Oh man, it's a patch. All right, so that's all toolbox. So put that there. Yeah, this is for the stock. Yes. And grab the other ones for comparison. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I think the diameter of those is still the same. A little bit of a roadblock. Didn't really explain what the roadblock was that well. So just to let you guys know, I realized I ordered the wrong neck bearings. The stem was 3/4. But then I actually realized that I didn't even have the right front end. So there's that. Lots of hurdles to get through. Pretty much from here forward kind of throws us curveball after curveball. That was the hurdle. Wrong parts. We make it work. We'll show you guys in the next episode. Let's go ahead and put an ending on this episode because there's some stuff that we gotta get. Obviously the bearings for the neck, since the stem is skinnier than these previous ones. It would be nice if we had a press that one out, machine it, and then press the new one in. That way it would be perfect. But I think we should be able to make this work. I'll find the replacement bearings that should work for this. Do I not have a axle for that?
Just a wheel even go in it?
Ooh, it would.
No, you're good.
Perfect. But then how the would we keep the calipers? We'd have to weld onto this one.
Yeah, you'd have to custom some caliper deal.
Get the welder out of storage so I can put boogers all over this. Piss a lot of y'all off. You know what they say, grinder and paint, make me the welder I ain't. You know that hack that we did earlier that I was like, yo, that's Billy. I sent him a picture of it and I said, using your trick just saved me. And he said, see, I'm not just a pretty face. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I think we definitely have our work cut out for us. I got a lot of to look up. That's part of the process, you know? Just jumping in. Like, we have a very rare opportunity here with being able to work with Harley-Davidson, being able to work with Born Free, J&P Cycles. Like, that opens up a lot of doors for us to just jump into this stuff. One of the big things that I love about this industry is that you can like literally reach out and all you have to do is ask questions, right? So we're going into like kind of uncharted territory for, I mean, a lot of this I haven't seen anybody hardtail a Softail, you know, so that was like, you know, a huge step. The Springer front end on it, I know it's one of those things that like I've talked to Harley trying to bring it back. I don't think it's happening. I wanted to go like as close to the 37, so that's an 18-inch, period correct, black springs, the rockers and all. Like I said, we're moving out of the shop right now, so this is a hell of a juggle between building a bike and moving out. We took the welder to storage, so I need the welder. Angle grinder, bandsaw, which sucks because I'm gonna have to bring it back. So there's the progress for today's episode. We got a lot of it taken apart. Hopefully next episode we'll have some stuff in to get it going back together. We'll have the fabrication stuff back so we can weld up some. Hope you guys are enjoying the progress of this. Once again, big thanks to Harley-Davidson, Born Free, J&P Cycles, Billy Lane, Moonshine Harley-Davidson, and Tyson. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, do us a favor, hit the like button. We're working hard on this stuff. Hit the like, lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. If you guys aren't subscribed, you want to continue to see content incoming on this thing, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon also so it sends notifications of future uploads and activity. Till next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. Got the welder back, got the bandsaw back. Essentially, to take up that space.
Yeah.
Axel! Damn, it's the second time I dropped that one.